Is there any chance that you make a move back?
I don't think so. It's too nice being a civilian.
You like being a civilian?
Yeah.
Bridget Fonda was the face of iconic thrillers, a star whose name carried Hollywood royalty. But in 2002, she disappeared from the silver screen with no warning, no scandal, and no comeback. For over 2 decades, fans have speculated, theorized, and even desperately searched for clues behind what truly drove her away. Now, as the truth finally surfaces, it turns out the reasons for Bridget Fonda's vanishing act are far more unexpected and more revealing than anyone ever imagined. Bridget Fonda was born into a legendary Hollywood dynasty spanning 3 generations. Her grandfather, Henry Fonda, was a silver screen icon known for classics like 12 Angry Men and On Golden Pond. Bridget's father, Peter Fonda, famously reshaped American cinema with his rebellious role in Easy Rider, while her aunt Jane Fonda became one of the most celebrated actresses of the 20th century, winning 2 Academy Awards. Destined for the spotlight from a young age, Bridget made her film debut at just 5 years old in Easy Rider, playing a child living in a hippie commune. Though her family name opened doors, she was determined to create her own path. Studying method acting at the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute within New York University's Tisch School of the Arts, she honed a distinctive style that set her apart from her famous relatives. Her Hollywood rise was swift and widely acclaimed. After a breakthrough role in Francis Ford Coppola's The Godfather Part 3, Bridget starred in a string of successful 1990s films, including Single White Female, Point of No Return, Jackie Brown, A Simple Plan, and Lake Placid. Her performances showed assertiveness and complexity, often portraying women struggling for control in turbulent circumstances. She became known as an it girl, embodying a glamorous, edgy new era of filmmaking. Yet beneath the public admiration, Bridget wrestled with unease. Despite perceptions of nepotism, she faced intense pressure to live up to her family's legacy. While celebrated for her talent and beauty, she privately questioned whether she truly belonged on screen. The external glamour clashed with her inner doubts, creating a persistent tension. Her reluctance to fully embrace fame showed in her career choices. Though offered major roles and even leading parts in prominent TV shows like Ally McBeal, she declined to chase stardom, preferring challenging, meaningful projects aligned with her artistic values. This refusal sometimes caused friction within the industry and with herself. To the public, she was a rising star with endless potential. To Bridget, the weight of expectation felt suffocating. Caught between the allure of movie stardom and the harsh realities of her family name's shadow, Bridget Fonda's dazzling rise hid a deeply personal struggle. This inner conflict would ultimately lead her to make the life-changing decision to leave Hollywood behind. Bridget Fonda's exit from Hollywood was as swift and silent as her dazzling rise. After years of high-profile roles and public admiration, she simply vanished. No slow decline, scandal, or farewell. Her last major film was Kiss of the Dragon in 2001, with a brief television appearance in Snow Queen the next year. Unlike many stars who linger in the public eye or announce new ventures, Bridget chose a path of total withdrawal, disappearing from public life without explanation. Her sudden retreat astonished fans and industry insiders. Most actors fade gradually or pivot to producing, directing, or other businesses, but Bridget left with remarkable finality. No farewell tour, no social media updates, no tell-all memoir. Her absence sparked years of speculation and online rumors about the reasons behind such a decision. In rare interviews before and after withdrawing, Bridget called Hollywood a scratchy sweater that never quite fit her. She admitted struggling with career satisfaction, saying, "I'm trying to be happy with my career. I think I should give myself a break, but I've got this bug that rides me. You should be doing better." Beyond typical stardom anxieties, she wrestled with internal battles amid intense external pressures. Bridget also reflected on her famous family legacy with hesitation, not pride. The expectations to match legendary relatives like Henry, Jane, and Peter Fonda created persistent self-doubt. She questioned what it meant to succeed succeed on her own terms, feeling her accomplishments were shadowed by nepotism. Outsiders who thrived without such ties inspired both admiration and envy in her. Even in success, she struggled with feelings of inadequacy. Unlike many stars who reinvent themselves as entrepreneurs or media personalities, Bridget faded quietly. No memoirs, interviews, or reruns. She found peace in ordinary life, a theme she reiterated in rare comments. When asked by paparazzi at LAX in 2023 about returning to acting, she simply said, "No," explaining, "It's too nice being a civilian." What sets her disappearance apart is its clinical precision. Many stars step back for personal or professional reasons only to return for fame or money. Bridget did not. Since leaving, she stayed silent, avoiding talk shows, lucrative deals, and even reunions with past co-stars. Her departure contrasts with stars like Pamela Anderson or Gwyneth Paltrow, who reinvented their careers or public images. Bridget rejected this cycle, choosing instead to vanish completely, never to return, not even for a cameo. Her sudden withdrawal echoes through Hollywood history. Bridget Fonda is not just a beloved actress, but a symbol of a filmmaking era whose departure marked the close of a chapter. She became a phantom star whose mystery captivates and fuels speculation even 20 years later. Fonda's parting words best capture her philosophy. Life does not just happen to you. You create it yourself. For Bridget, this meant crafting a quieter, ordinary life away from relentless stardom. A final act performed far from the spotlight, without applause, but lasting in its significance. Throughout her career, Bridget Fonda's struggle with fame and self-worth was quietly apparent, even as she delivered performances that left critics and audiences captivated. In interviews, she was often open about her lifelong discomfort with the spotlight, expressing an unsettling sense that she never quite fit into the world of Hollywood stardom. "What is it with my low self-esteem?" she once asked, almost bemused by her inability to celebrate her own accomplishments. "I'm trying to be happy with my career. I think I should give myself a break, but I've got this bug that rides me. You should be doing better." These words revealed a haunting internal dialogue, one that persisted even at the height of her professional success. Bridget spoke candidly about how family legacy shaped her perception of her achievements. While being part of the Fonda dynasty opened doors, it also imposed a constant weight of expectation. She never denied the advantages that came with her surname, but she admitted these made it difficult to own her accomplishments. When she saw peers from outside the industry find success, she felt genuine admiration, but also a twinge of envy. "When I see people from a non-entertainment industry family who've made it, I'm like, wow, you're here because of your own efforts. I can't allow myself that because I always factor in nepotism." The tension between her heritage and her own aspirations left her at odds with herself, fueling an anxious need to prove her worth beyond what her last name provided. Fonda's perfectionism deepened her frustrations. Her creative process was often a source of distress as she struggled with the relentless gap between the vivid images in her mind and her physical abilities as an actress. "Every time I work, I'm frustrated with my physical inability to catch up to my mental picture," she admitted. For Fonda, no amount of praise could silence the persistent voice inside that insisted she could always do better. She identified so closely with her character's insecurities that the line between role and reality often blurred, making her performances more genuine, but also intensifying her personal battles. Ultimately, these lifelong struggles with self-confidence, perfectionism, and the weight of her family name shaped not only her career choices, but her decision to withdraw entirely from public life. Instead of chasing validation through more roles or lucrative projects, Bridget Fonda chose to search for a quieter kind of fulfillment, far away from Hollywood's expectations and the pressures that once defined her world. In February 2003, Bridget Fonda experienced a harrowing car accident on the Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu that became a defining moment in her life. Driving alone on rain-slick roads, Fonda lost control of her Jaguar, which flipped and rolled over multiple times, left totaling the vehicle. Miraculously, she survived with only minor injuries, a fact attributed largely to her seatbelt, which potentially saved her life. Emergency services rushed her to UCLA Medical Center, where she was treated for spinal injuries, specifically slight fractures to 2 thoracic vertebrae. Official reports confirmed her recovery was expected to be complete, but the accident was a significant physical and emotional ordeal for the actress. Despite the seriousness of the crash, it was not the physical consequences alone that impacted Fonda's decision to step away from the public eye. The accident marked a turning point in her life, providing both an enforced pause and a moment of clarity. The trauma underscored the fragility of life and contributed to Bridget's growing resolve to seek something beyond Hollywood fame and pressure. In interviews following the event, she alluded to reevaluating her priorities, embracing deeper personal fulfillment away from the relentless demands of her career. This period coincided with her marriage to renowned composer Danny Elfman, later in 2003, marking a new chapter focused on family and privacy rather than cinematic success. Critically, it is important to note that the car crash itself was not the direct cause of Bridget Fonda's retirement. While it undoubtedly influenced her perspective and perhaps accelerated her withdrawal, she had already been grappling with reluctance toward the entertainment industry. The accident offered both a practical and symbolic opportunity, a final turning point that made stepping away feel not only necessary, but also possible. As she later confirmed, the decision to retire was not born from injury alone, but from a desire to embrace a life where she could simply be a civilian, free from the spotlight's glare and the expectations that came with her famous lineage. The aftermath of the accident was marked by Bridget's increasingly private lifestyle. She made scarce public appearances and retreated from the Hollywood social scene entirely. The physical recovery mirrored her emotional withdrawal. As her body healed, she solidified a new identity away from the public eye. The accident, while terrifying, became a catalyst for transformation, one that allowed Bridget Fonda to redefine herself on her own, chose terms and peace over fame. In the broader narrative of Bridget Fonda's life, the 2003 Malibu crash stands as a pivotal moment that not only saved her life, but also helped shape the peaceful, private life she continues to lead. It is a story of survival in more ways than one, of the body, mind, and spirit, and a testament to the choice she fiercely protected after decades in Hollywood's unforgiving glare. After Bridget Fonda retired from acting, she embarked on a new chapter in her life, marked by marriage to the acclaimed composer Danny Elfman. The couple became engaged shortly after Bridget's 2003 car accident, and they were married that November in a private candlelight ceremony in Los Angeles, attended by close family members, including Bridget's father, Peter Fonda, who walked her down the aisle. Danny Elfman, renowned for his distinctive film scores and collaborations with director Tim Burton, brought a musical world far removed from Hollywood's relentless glare into Bridget's life. Known for composing iconic themes such as The Simpsons and Desperate Housewives, Elfman's artistic life thrived, even as Bridget withdrew from the spotlight. Together, they cultivated a quiet family life that embraced privacy, stability, and the simple joys of everyday living, values Bridget had increasingly placed above career ambitions. In 2005, the couple welcomed their son, Oliver, a milestone that further anchored Bridget's decision to leave acting behind. Raising her son away from the public eye became a central focus, reinforcing her embrace of a civilian identity. Despite her past fame, Bridget found genuine contentment in a life defined by personal connection rather than celebrity status. Although she occasionally appeared in public, it was always on her own terms, far from the cameras and the Hollywood social circuit. Journalists and industry observers have noted that while Bridget has largely remained out of the limelight, her marriage to Elfman has occasionally brought her back into public conversation, most notably when Elfman faced legal controversies involving accusations of misconduct. These events sparked renewed media interest in Bridget, thrusting her name alongside tabloid headlines. Yet, true to her nature, she kept a low profile and declined to comment publicly, preserving the privacy she so deeply values. Together, Bridget Fonda and Danny Elfman have maintained a carefully guarded but enduring relationship. They share time between their Los Angeles home and a ranch in Santa Barbara, avoiding the glare of fame while supporting each other's passions and family life. For Bridget, this marriage represents a profound reinvention, an escape from the pressures and chaos of Hollywood into a new, fulfilling identity anchored by love, family, and peace. In recent years, Danny Elfman has been embroiled in significant legal controversies that thrust both him and, by extension, Bridget Fonda back into media focus. Notably, Elfman faced a defamation lawsuit filed by fellow composer Nomi Abadi, who accused him of sexual harassment dating back to the mid-2000s. Despite Elfman's vigorous denial trials and efforts to dismiss the case, the lawsuit progressed, drawing widespread media attention. The details included accusations of inappropriate behavior and a contentious legal battle fueled by statements Elfman made to Rolling Stone in 2023, where he contested the allegations and alleged ulterior motives by Abadi. These highly publicized legal troubles resurfaced Fonda's name in tabloids and entertainment news, reigniting public curiosity about her private life and her response to the controversies surrounding her husband. Despite these intense legal and media storm events, Bridget Fonda maintained her characteristic low profile, choosing not to engage publicly with the rumors or controversies. However, sporadic paparazzi sightings and social media buzz have occasionally brought her quietly back into the spotlight. Beginning in 2022, Fonda was seen out in Los Angeles, making rare public appearances, usually running errands or spending time with her son Oliver. In these moments, she appeared markedly different from her 1990s star image. Her appearance more understated, casual, and private. Observers took note of her noticeable physical changes, including weight loss and a more natural, unvarnished look, embodying the civilian life she has embraced since her retirement. One particularly notable sighting, in August 2024 at Los Angeles International Airport, sparked speculation when Bridget was photographed without her wedding ring. This detail fueled rumors about the status of her marriage to Elfman, especially in light of his ongoing legal battles. While no official confirmation of separation or marital issues has been made, the absence of the ring combined with the timing of Elfman's lawsuits led to widespread discussion across celebrity news platforms. Despite these rumors, Bridget carried herself with her usual quiet dignity, avoiding media questions and steering clear of public comment. These rare public outings, coupled with the intense scrutiny surrounding Elfman's controversies, have painted a picture of a woman who fiercely guards her privacy, yet cannot entirely escape the shadows cast by her husband's high-profile legal issue. While Bridget Fonda remains a figure largely defined by her past work and her retreat from fame, her occasional appearances remind the public that she is a human being navigating complex personal challenges far from the glaring lights of Hollywood. As these stories develop, Bridget's story remains interwoven with Elfman's, poignantly illustrating the enduring complexity of living in the public eye, even after choosing to step away. A reminder that privacy, in the age of social media and relentless news cycles, can be both fiercely sought and endlessly fragile. Bridget Fonda has spoken openly about her decision to embrace a life completely removed from the fame and frenzy of Hollywood. In poignant, rare interviews, she describes her new identity simply as being a civilian, a term she uses with both affection and seriousness. "It is too nice being a civilian," she says, a statement that captures her deep appreciation for living anonymously, away from public scrutiny and the relentless expectations of celebrity culture. This phrase has become emblematic of her personal philosophy, emphasizing the peace she found in shedding the actor persona in favor of genuine privacy. Fonda's refusal to consider any return to acting is resolute and consistent. In her few public statements, often made at airports when unexpectedly approached by reporters, she bluntly denies any interest in a Hollywood comeback. "No," she said, in one direct response to questions about returning to screen roles. She acknowledges the allure of fame, but is clear that the cost was too high. "I'm happy with myself the way I am, away from that world," she remarks, highlighting the contrast between her past life of public exposure and her current enjoyment of ordinary experiences. Her tone is conversational, sincere, and decisively unambiguous about her priorities. The rise of social media in recent years has created a paradoxical effect for Bridget's absence. On one hand, it amplifies curiosity as fans and online communities debate every rare sighting or photo shared. On the other hand, it enhances her invisibility, as the constant flood of new content often drowns out quiet, private lives. This dynamic has transformed legacies like hers into unique forms of celebrity intrigue, where the mystery of not being seen becomes a new kind of fame. Her choice to avoid social media entirely and shun publicity only intensifies this aura, making her disappearance from Hollywood more pronounced and, ironically, more fascinating than many who stay in the spotlight. Bridget Fonda's journey, from starlet to civilian, underscores a broader cultural shift about fame, identity, and well-being. Her story challenges the assumption that success must be measured in visibility or public approval. Instead, Instead, it offers a compelling alternative narrative that the most courageous act may be to step away. Living anonymously, free from the invasive gaze of cameras and headlines, is her ultimate form of freedom. This philosophy of privacy and anonymity continues to inspire not only admirers, but also anyone grappling with the relentless pressures of public life in today's connected world. Bridget Fonda's story is one of extraordinary contrast. Born into Hollywood royalty, she achieved rapid success, yet chose a path defined by privacy and personal fulfillment rather than fame. From her meteoric rise within an iconic acting family to a sudden and silent withdrawal from the spotlight, her journey reveals the intense pressures behind celebrity status. Personal struggles with self-worth, a life-changing accident, and a deep desire for anonymity led her to prioritize family and a civilian life over public acclaim. Her marriage to composer Danny Elfman and commitment to raising their son away from celebrity culture underscore her philosophy that true success lies in peace, not visibility. Bridget's rare public appearances and unwavering refusal to return to acting challenge the glamorized narrative of stardom, offering instead a powerful reminder of the cost of fame. As viewers reflect on Bridget Fonda's choice, the question remains: what other silent disappearances in Hollywood mask truths yet to be uncovered? If this story captivated you, please like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite stars' untold stories.